Welcome to Spotlight Gulf Coast, a weekly showcase of people and events across South Mississippi. Sponsored by the IP Casino Resort and Spa, Mississippi Power Company, Wykert Realtors Gulf Properties, and Butch Ostelet Autoplex.
Hi everyone, this is Todd Trenchard, Executive Director of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi, welcoming you to another segment of Spotlight Gulf Coast right here on WXXV. Each week we're coming into your living room talking about what's going on all across South Mississippi, and we want to thank our sponsors for this generous opportunity. Today we're going to get healthy. Today we're going to talk about fitness, and who better to do that than Bart Luther. And Bart, I think the first time I met you, I said, man, this guy's like me.
I the same thing, Todd. I remember you walked into the bicycle shop. It wasn't a planned meeting, and I think we hit it off right away. So we even had a couple customers in there. I think I had to say, hey, you guys talk for a little bit. I met an interesting gentleman. I want to finish my conversation. So thank you for walking in, and our friendship has been great ever since.
It has. And Bart, let's talk a little bit about the bicycle shop. I was down there having a cup of coffee, walked next door. And, you know, when I think of a bicycle shop, I remember growing up, we would have something in Metairie, Louisiana called Paulie's or whatever. And we'd go over and get a little Schwinn bike. The bikes that you have there, you have those type bikes, but you also specialize in some of the more professional bikes. Right. And that one that was on the wall, I forget what it would cost. I was like, wow. Okay,
there's some bikes that the prices will blow your mind. But of course, we have a little bit for everybody, you know, and we really do focus on, you know, bikes that citizens can ride, something that someone can put a little bit of an investment in and have that investment be capitalized through health and fitness over months and years of use. So I really do like some of those high-end bikes. That's why I got into this as a lifetime cyclist. The technology is absolutely awesome, but the good old bicycle is still around too. So a little bit of both, a little bit for everybody.
And you've taken that passion and that expertise that you've had and almost used it as a business development tool for Biloxi. I mean, when we were first talking, I said, well, most people you meet aren't thinking out the box like you were, but I think you were getting ready to go before council. You were going to start going to the Biloxi Men's Club. Here we are a few years later, you're still doing that, but you're starting to see, obviously the timing was actually pretty good with COVID because everybody wanted to get out more and more.
Exactly. I mean, people wanted fresh air. They wanted really mental. You had to get out there to, you know, find something to do because people were used to going to work, and all of a sudden you couldn't go to work and you couldn't do a lot of things. So people had to find something to do. And the people that went bicycle riding ended up enjoying it and having a good time. I think we all ridden bicycles as a kid, and you just get that natural smile. You're creating your own momentum. And during COVID, when things were tough, I mean, listening to the news every day wasn't pretty, but you could go outside and enjoy a nice day in the fresh air and still social distance at the time. So timing was good for that. Timing wasn't so good for inventory. So I spent a lot of that first year you know, telling people that we couldn't get them exactly what they wanted. You might not be able to get a blue bike, but I had a red one for you. And I think, you know, people, you know, we were flexible during those times because we all had to be flexible. So any of you that came and supported my bike shop in that first year and saw chaos, thank you for hanging with me. I think things have gotten a lot more stable now. And like you said, using the bike shop as a vessel for health and fitness. I didn't want to have just a bike shop that sold bikes. You can get that from a department store. Department stores are great. I don't mean to say anything bad about department stores, but what we have is a little something different. You know, we really want to be part of the community there and part of the business community as well, and be able to show people that you can ride, you can do other things than just drive a car from one place to the other. And it's enjoyable to spend a whole afternoon, let's say in downtown Biloxi. You might start off at the coffee shop and decide to go for a ride down by Point Cadet. And then you might, you know, want to go to Mary Mahoney's for lunch. And then you want a little action. So you stop over and see the guys over at Fly Llama. And then you catch sunset. So it can be a whole day without having to get back in your car. And sometimes it's the adventure that has fun. And then you think about it, at the end of the day, you just did 7 or 10 miles and you feel that benefit of the health you just did without even knowing it. So we sell fun.
I know that, I guess the last time I was on a bike, you had those little, you're up high and well, that's not for everybody as you get older.
Right.
So they've now developed, or they've always had those beach combers.
Or like everything's getting ergonomic.
And so it's becoming more taken into account, people's age and I guess their backs and things like that.
Absolutely.
But I've also seen bicycling. I'm a runner. And after a while, it can start to wear.
Right.
As you're getting older and older. Is a bike, I guess, less resistance? Or...
Yeah, it's very fluid. So you put a lot less pressure on your joints and your bones, ligaments and stuff seem to work well together. You build up fluid, which is a good fluid to keep, because if you don't use it, you lose it. So even a lot of runners, and I'm like you, I love to run. Mm-hmm. Over time, running can be hard on your body if you aren't mixing it up with other things. Right. So we get a lot of people that bicycle ride so they can run. Mm-hmm. I know for me personally, if I could ride my bike a mile or two before the run to get to the run, go ahead and do my run, I feel much better because my body's warmed up. Everything's loose and everything's warm. And then it's nice to have that cool down ride home. So it is a lot less, it doesn't hurt as bad. Right. It's fluid and it feels good. I like promoting health. So, overall wellness and health is important to me. And to me, sometimes when you can do it through multiple different sports, it's good. So I do love to run. I don't run as much as I used to, just because I want to run into my later years. And right. So I know if I can mix that up between running and swimming and walking and several other things, it does spread out that wear over the body and keeps you healthy. So when it is time to run, you can run. I ran spur of the moment last night in downtown Biloxi. Thank you for Biloxi for keeping the streetlights on, because it wasn't running in the dark last night. Right. It was foggy. It was beautiful, and the lighthouse beacon was great.
Now we got to wrap up the segment, but you're being a little bit, I guess, humble, because you're not just a runner and a bicyclist. You're actually nationally ranked. You're like really into this.
Right.
And there's, but this is not for just the professional athlete. This is for just the everyday, Joe. You promoting this, from as little as you can be all the way up to...
Right. And I'm really getting a lot more satisfaction out of helping the normal citizen looking for health and fitness than I am hitting a podium for myself anymore. Mm-hmm. So my competition spirit is still there, but I love it when a family comes in to ride bikes with us, or someone comes to pick up a bike and maybe they haven't done something for a long time. So they're looking to do something good for themselves and they're a little intimidated. When they walk into the shop and they see us and they can get our take on it. And I tell them, just riding a bike around the neighborhood does you good. You don't have to do 5 or 10 or 15 or 50 or 100 miles. Do one ride around the block when you get home from work. It might take you 10 minutes, but believe me, the good you'll do is great. And that person comes back in with their neighbor. Okay. And that neighbor comes back in with their family members. And it just sparks health and fitness throughout the community. Half of the rides we do are just regular citizens.
Okay. We're going to get you to come back on the third segment, I think, and we'll talk about this ride. So y'all don't touch this remote. We're going to have Amanda coming on right after a word from our sponsor.
Welcome back to the next segment of Spotlight Gulf Coast. My name is Amanda Ray, the Community Relations Director of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi. I'm so excited today to be hosting this segment with Kelsey Keel. She's the Executive Director of Let's Go Gulf Coast. Kelsey and I go way back through the YMCA, having relationships and planning some events and doing different things through the Y. So I'm very excited to have you on. We had you on in the past. Tell me a little bit about Let's Go Gulf Coast, the history, the mission. Give our viewers a little information.
I'd love to. Thanks again for having me, Amanda. So I'm the director of Let's Go Gulf Coast. Our goal is to combat childhood obesity, and we're the only nonprofit locally on the Gulf Coast where that is our sole mission. Our organization was founded in 2013 when numerous business leaders kind of saw that childhood obesity was an issue in our communities, and they came together kind of randomly, like over a business breakfast. They had representatives from the Y, from Chevron, from the Kroc Center, from what was Gulf Coast Health Educators at the time, Blossman Gas, numerous organizations. Singing River Health System was a big one. They all kind of got together, recognized childhood obesity was an issue, and decided that they wanted to come together and do something about it. So that's how our coalition was founded. I was hired in 2014, And I've been working on this ever since. Trying to combat childhood obesity isn't something that happens quickly. I mean, it's a very slow process, moving the needle, trying to get kids and families healthier. But our goal is to try to show families that it can be easy. You can work healthy habits, healthy behaviors into your lifestyle. It's just kind of getting over that initial hurdle and starting to make those healthy changes. It can be challenging, but we're here to help with that.
So tell me a little bit about, with the mission of Let's Go Gulf Coast, the numbers. What is it? 5, 2, 3, 1. I never remember correctly.
Yeah,
but tell us a little bit about what that means.
Yeah. So the numbers we use are 5210. It's nationally recognized. It's backed by the medical community to help children and adults lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. So the theory is you just have to remember one little healthy thing. And if you can expose more people to it, everyone can start trying to live it. So 5210. So 5 or more servings of fruits and vegetables every day. So trying to get kids and adults, eat a serving of fruit with breakfast, have a serving of vegetables at lunch and at dinner, have some healthy snacks in between. It can be hard, but you can do it. So get your 5 servings of fruits and vegetables in. Then 2 hours or less of recreational screen time. And that's really important, especially for young kids, teens, even adults. Sometimes we don't realize how much we're glued to social media or on your phones or even checking emails, things like that. So as an adult, obviously, if you're at work and at the office and you're on your computer, that doesn't count towards your 2 hours of recreational screen time. But especially with kids at home, trying to limit that, which leads into number 1, which is 1 hour or more of physical activity. So get up and get moving, just 1 hour a day. It can seem intimidating, especially if you're just new to like physical activity and a fitness routine. And it's important. We always try to remind people you don't have to do your 1 hour all at one time. It can seem daunting, like, oh, I have to get up and walk from 6 to 7 a.m. or, you have to do this big chunk of your day. It can be as simple as trying to, get 10 minutes in here, 15 minutes in here, trying to walk the stairs when you can versus an elevator. Even if it's like 2, 3, maybe 4 floors, you can get that physical activity in little chunks of time, and that's really helpful. The last is 0. So 0 sugary drinks. And especially being in Mississippi and in the South, we have cultural norms. Sweet tea is ingrained down here.
Yes, it is.
And it's good, but everything in moderation. So try to do 0 sugary drinks, drink more water, for kids, low fat milk. And there's ways that you can make water fun. I know we do a lot of that out in the community. You can, flavor it and make it a little bit different to your liking. But trying to limit your sugary drinks is a really big one.
Very important, especially in the South, like you said, the sweet tea everywhere.
Yes.
So tell me about outreach. I know Let's Go Gulf Coast, you guys go out in the community, you educate the schools, you go to the YMCA, you go to Healthy Kids Day events, things like that. Tell us a little bit more about those things that you guys do in the community.
Yeah, so we have this healthy message, 5210, and the way we want to combat childhood obesity is to get that out in the community and get everyone aware of it. Everyone starts learning about it and eventually starts adapting it into their lifestyles. So we partner with schools, elementary, middle, and high schools. We partner with after-school programs such as like at the Y or the Kroc Center, early child care facilities. So from Head Starts to private daycares, early learning centers, things like that. We partner with healthcare facilities. So we do a lot with some of our local hospitals, walk-in clinics, pediatric offices, orthopedics. So trying to reach patients where they are getting healthcare and stressing the importance of 5210 and, leading a healthier life. And we work with local businesses, which sometimes it throws people, we're trying to combat childhood obesity. Why are you working with, an office or something like that? But if you want to combat childhood obesity, we can't just reach children. You also have to get parents and grandparents and the aunts and uncles and all the people that are the role models in kids' lives. So I have a special place for our healthy work sites, trying to get parents and adults healthier at work, getting them aware of little healthy habits, making some behavior changes at the office, and then they can bring those behaviors home. And that's kind of the theory behind the program. You can have kids at school learning about 5210 and doing some fun health challenges or activities. Then you have parents at work and, they're doing a water challenge or a walking challenge. And you have grandparents that are coming home from a church group and they learned about 5210. So you really get the whole family involved. And another big part of what we do, obviously, is partner just with other local organizations. So from nonprofits to smaller groups, and just trying to get out in the community through community events, outreach, really anything like that where you can kind of work with people in one-on-one small groups and just kind of spread the 5210 message.
And I love that. It's so fantastic what all you guys are doing for our community. And I know I'm very exciting. We have an upcoming event. We'll touch base a little bit before our next segment. So tell me a little bit about fundraising efforts and our event that we have coming up that will benefit Let's Go Gulf Coast.
Yes, so this is, you know, you're a big part of this. Obviously, we kind of had this idea to get people, children, families, really everyone out and about in the community and try to show how easy it can be to either start leading a healthy life or role model those healthy behaviors. So we kind of came up with this idea for this fundraising event for Let's Go Gulf Coast. It's one of our first charity events to try to fundraise for our organization. We have partners reach out to us all the time. And so to try to fill those needs, it's great to do a fundraiser like this so we can have a greater reach on the Gulf Coast. But the goal of the event is to get, you know, kids, families, adults, grandparents, whoever out active in downtown Biloxi. And I'm excited to kind of talk more about that.
And to have fun and to not be intimidated.
No.
Those sometimes fitness, being active, getting involved in the community, such as biking, running, those events can be intimidating. So I love the idea of getting people together to have fun and to be healthier, have a healthier lifestyle. And so we're going to take a short break. We're going to bring Bart back and we'll talk further about this event. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our last segment of Spotlight Gulf Coast. I'm your host today, Amanda Ray, the Community Relations Director of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi. I'm so excited for this segment. We have Bart Luther with Biloxi Bicycle Works and Kelsey Keel with Let's Go Gulf Coast together. We're going to talk more about this event, Let's Glow Gulf Coast. We're very excited, Baco, to be able to partner and sponsor the event. What better way to partner together, bring community awareness, talk about health, get people active and moving. So let's talk a little bit more in detail about this event.
Well, I know that we're really excited. There's a bunch of community organizations. We all came together. Baco was one of them. We kind of had this idea. We wanted to offer something for the community. We decided to do it. Bart really came up with the idea to do the District Green in downtown Biloxi. It's kind of a new happening spot, but to try to get families out and active and show that it's easy to be active. You can start. This is a great place to start. It's not intimidating. We just want people to come out, have a fun time. We're gonna have DJ, music, and
we want a little something for everybody.
Right.
I mean, and really, you said community. So healthy communities are happy communities. And living here on the Gulf Coast, there's no reason not to take advantage of our natural resources we have, like downtown Biloxi. So thanks for considering downtown Biloxi, because we want to show people it's a good place to come and spend an afternoon. It's a good place to come and enjoy not only, you know, the alternate transportations that we can use there by walking, riding our bikes, but when you do that, sometimes you see things. There's so many beautiful little historic markers. There's so many beautiful flowers and trees. When you're walking, you get to see all that. When you're riding your bike, you get that fresh air and those endorphins you build. So community, I think, is very important to let people know everybody in the community is welcome. There'll be something there for everybody. It's not going to be intimidating. And if you are intimidated, just come and show up and watch. We would love people to come and just watch, maybe take some pictures, and maybe think in your head that, you know, I can do that, because you can. And people that take that first step start an upward spiral, because there's a lot going on in this world that it's easy to get a downward spiral. It's just as easy to get an upward spiral. So sometimes you do one little good thing for yourself, you're really doing a good thing for other people, because people see that. I see it as 53 years old, and I see a lot of happy people come into my shop. And a lot of those happy people have fitness. And it's not just one certain body type. It's all body types. It's all ages. It's all economic backgrounds. It's all colors. It's all creeds.
Exactly.
Everybody can do something good for themselves, and that helps other people kind of catch that same vibe.
I agree.
And that's what it's all about. Let's bring the community together, all fitness levels, all ages, all sizes. Come out, have fun with your family, get active, get moving. It's just a great first time event. I'm so excited. So tell us a little bit more about the different activities, the different partnerships. I know we have the Y involved as well. So let's talk about the activities that'll be available.
So we're going to we'll kick off the event at 4:30 with check-in and registration. And then shortly after that, we're going to do a kids quarter-mile fun run. So it's short and sweet. There'll be a little competitive piece to it. We'll do like first, second, third place ribbons for the kids, but every kid that participates in the fun run will get like a prize and a ribbon. So you'll be able to watch the kids kind of run around a block around the district green. After the quarter-mile kids fun run, we will have a tot trot, which is a toddler-based trot. So it won't be a very far distance, but we'll have kids under the age of 6 that'll be able to kind of do the tot trot, and they'll all get ribbons, and we'll have a big cheering section, you know, teaching kids from a young age that you can be active. So trying to get them to run a little stretch. That'll be really fun, and I'm sure great to watch. We'll also have the 1 mile family walk, run, ride. So whether you don't think you can walk a mile or if you know you can run a mile, this would be a great place to do it. But we also want people to ride. So whether you're riding your bicycle with your family, or if you have young kids and they're riding their bike and you're walking, you have kids or families that want to do your scooter or your skateboard, whatever you want to do in a form of being active, this is the way to do it with your friends, family, other community members. It's 1 mile. It may seem far, but it's really not that bad, and it's going to be great. We're going to have music. We'll all be together, and hopefully everyone will be lighting up because it is Let's Glow Gulf Coast. And then the last big event of the evening will be the 6 mile Glow bike ride, which Bart will be leading up. And I'll let him talk a little bit about that. But again, we want everyone to like light up their bicycles, light up yourself, your costumes, kind of glow like that. But the last one will be the 6 mile bike ride.
And you've done this before, correct, Bart? You have these light up rides, and they're huge.
We almost do them every Saturday night, you know, on a much smaller basis. But yeah, we've done some of these lighted night rides, and they're fun for everybody. So a lot of people like to bring their kids. So there's something the kids like to do is they put lights on their bikes and they ride around. I know as I was a kid, we didn't have the kind of lights we have now, so we'd tape a flashlight to our handlebars or something. It was fun. If you had that feeling then, you can still have that feeling now. Many of us as adults put lights on our bikes and we ride around and we enjoy a Saturday night cruising up and down the beach and around downtown Biloxi. People ask, where do we go? There's multiple places to go, so it's not always the same route. And the route that we have planned for this event will be fantastic. We're going to start, you know, the District Green, go through some of the downtown area, and then we're going to go out on the new wonderful multi-purpose path that we have along Biloxi Beach. It is gorgeous, and you can't beat that sunset. Now that they've got the Ferris wheel lit up, it looks fantastic. So as you're riding through that and around Point Cadet and then down past you know, the museum and then back up Howard Avenue, it's really a fun ride. It's not intimidating. And sometimes people think, wow, 6 miles is a long ways. It is, it's an accomplishment. But when you're doing it with a lot of other people, you're talking, you're laughing, before you know it, that 6 miles, you wonder where it went, you know, and then you feel that accomplishment afterwards. So really it is for everybody.
So no one should feel intimidated. Even the 6 mile bike ride, all ages, all sizes should be able to do this.
And the lights add safety. Of course, we're going to have a lot of safety measures out there anyway, but really when you're lit up, that is very safe. Like you cannot miss,
you can't miss
200 bicycles that are lit up. So if you've ever asked yourself, well, I would ride my bike if I had a safe place to do it, this is a good, safe way to do it. So come out and enjoy it with us during this event, and just know you can do it at other times too. We regularly do this ride. Of course, we'd love to get the youth involved with this, and because sometimes when you set those healthy foundations early, it leads to much better things later on in life. A lot of us, you know, spent a lot of time with our careers and forgot about the health, and now we're trying to get it back because we realize how important that is. If we could start those foundations early, it really does lead to happy, healthy people, healthy communities.
Well, we have about 1 minute left, so let's tell everyone how you can register if you're interested in sponsoring or registering for the event.
So you can go to our website, letsgogolfcoast.com, and then it's /letsglow, but you can get to it from our homepage. You can buy tickets online. It's $20 for an adult, $10 for kids, and then it's children 2 and under, 3 and under are free. So we're hoping to get a lot of people out, hopefully a couple hundred people, light up for the bike ride, for the community, the 1 mile walk, and we'll have, for your admission price, you get like a t-shirt, swag. We have a kids glow station where kids and adults can grab some glow items to really help them light up. The DJ will have food trucks, lots of beverages, things like that. You get free pizza. Domino's will be dropping off pizza. So we're excited. Come join us. I'm
excited about this. I could just keep talking and talking. Unfortunately, we have to wrap it up for today. But if you guys want to find out more information, go to the Facebook page, the website, and you can register. So thank you so much for joining us this week for another episode of Spotlight Gulf Coast. We'll see you again next week.